Since I've had Parkinson's, I've noticed that the slightest stressful thing really affects me quite badly. Being out in the garden helps with the stress level. I can potter to my heart's content, and it just relaxes me and helps me to manage the stressful side of Parkinson's. I think it's a combination of the freedom of just pottering about, but also when you look back at what you've achieved and it looks so good, that's very, very rewarding. Well, when we first found the house, I wouldn't have bought it, but my dear wife fell in love with it, and the garden was a mess, but it is looking its absolute best right now.
Rog didn't know much about gardening when we first met 35 years ago, but he does now because we've done so much together. We do different things in the garden. I do most of the weeding and planting. Rog deadheads roses, and he does the lawns and makes a wonderful job of the lawns.
It's very, very satisfying. Even though I've got Parkinson's, I can hold onto the machine and walk behind it and still cut the lawns beautifully. The key thing with lawns is not to cut too short, so I always leave it at least 1.5 inches long, and then it looks lush.
It can be a depressing thing if you know you've got something that is not going to be cured. Roger's always been a very confident, positive person, and I've noticed since he's had the Parkinson's that he's lost confidence a bit. But when we garden, he gardens like he always used to, and I think that opening for the NGS as well, we are working together towards something, anticipating our visitors coming, getting everything ready, and that's a lovely, lovely thing to do together.
This garden is the third garden that we've both developed and opened under the NGS. But the most important thing now is that we're raising money for the charities, and one of those charities is Parkinson's.
If Roger's Parkinson's gets a lot worse, there are Parkinson's nurses available to help. It gives a great support to people with Parkinson's. So obviously it's important to us that we can go on opening our garden, not just for us, but for all those other people who are suffering from Parkinson's and all the other charities that benefit.
Having Parkinson's doesn't stop me from doing the garden. It limits it a bit, but I still get a huge satisfaction from working with my wife in the garden to produce what we see today. Anybody who is diagnosed with Parkinson's, I would encourage them, if they're not gardeners, become a gardener, because it helps enormously. You can spend a bit of time or a lot of time and see the results so dramatically. That makes you feel really good about being a gardener and helping Parkinson's.